Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to everyone who subscribes to my channel. I seriously mean it. As long as there's one of you, I'm gonna keep doing this, because it's fun, and you keep it fun. Today, we're diving into a new universe for this channel, one I have eagerly waited for, the universe of Warhammer 40,000. For our first go, we are bringing one of my favorite models to life, the Vindicare Assassin. Within the dark reaches of the Imperium of Man lies a secret organization of killers that are born and bred to serve the Holy God Emperor, the Officio Assassinorum. This organization is divided into temples that each serve a style of assassination. The Vindicare, in truth, are the ultimate snipers and masters of stealth. Well, that isn't a son of Corax. Raven Guard for life. Using their near-perfect stealth skills, Vindicare go deep behind enemy lines, vanishing for long periods of a time, waiting for the perfect moment. When the moment arrives, the Vindicare unleashes its Exodus rifle, a master-crafted sniper rifle, created by Magus artisans of the Mechanicus. This rifle carries with it ammunition that can pierce even the toughest of armored beings. Once the target is down, the Vindicare will slip back into the darkness, becoming nothing more than a ghost. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. We're using standard point array to make this easy, and we have 3 stat minimums, so keep an eye on them should you switch to a different system. We'll start things off with Dex at 15. Stealth and range combat, that's the hallmarks of a sniper. Wisdom will follow with a 14. You are dropped off by yourself and must fend for yourself, so you're going to need some survival skills. Intelligence will fly in with a 13. That is a stat minimum, but you must maintain your highly expensive and unique gear. You're no tech priest, but you can handle your stuff. Con comes in at a 12. Low for someone who spent their whole existence in a regimented system of physical conditioning. Standard point array. What are you going to do? Strength will be low at the 10, can't help it, but we're dumping charisma. You're not a master liar like a Calidus or scare people so bad they wet themselves like an Eversor, so charisma is completely pointless. You're part of the Imperial military. Friends will be issued to you if you need them. That's not a joke, by the way. The Imperium's military is really messed up. But what can you say from a military that literally feeds dead soldiers to their live soldiers? Once more, not a joke. Welcome to 40K. Vindicare are human, but a human that has been tailored from birth to be a killer. Custom lineage grants a free feat and skill with your stat improvement. Place +2 into wisdom. For your free feat, Piercer adds +1 to dex and improves your shots. When you score a hit with a weapon that deals piercing damage, you can re-roll one of the attack's damage dice. When you score a critical hit with a weapon that deals piercing damage, you can roll 1 additional damage dice to the hit. For your free skill, take athletics. For background, take medicine and religion. Always remember, the Emperor protects the loyal, and you kill the heretic. Time to get things started. Level 1 rogues start off with 4 skills. Take stealth, acrobatics, perception, and investigation. Expertise doubles your proficiency bonus to 2 skills. Place this into stealth and perception. Sneak attack grants extra damage once per turn when you use a ranged or finesse weapon and have advantage on the shot, or your target is within 5 feet of an enemy. You know how you get advantage? By not being seen. This starts off at a D6, but will grow as we level up. Time for tech with Artificer from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Level 1 Artificers begin with magical tinkering. You can now give tiny non-magical objects magical effects. Not why we're here, but can be useful in the right situation. But you never want to be close to anyone anyway, so we'll move on. Spell casting makes you a half caster. At the end of a long rest, you can prepare a total number of spells equal to half your Artificer level plus intelligence modifier. Heads up, we're not staying long to get a subclass. You start off with 2 cantrips and 2 first level spells. For your spells, Firebolt fires a shot from your Exodus pistol and deals 1d10 fire damage to a creature within 120 feet. Guidance grants you an extra d4 to 1 skill check you make within 1 minute while you maintain the spell. Featherfall stops all fall damage with a reaction no matter the height. Alarm creates a 20-foot cube sensor for up to 8 hours. When you create the cube, you designate who can pass through it, and if anyone passes through it while active that you didn't designate, you will automatically be alerted to this. This will even wake you up if you are asleep, and you can add sounds to it if you wish. You can be up to a mile away from this and it will still work. Either use this to set up a safe zone for long rest, or place it to alert you when people are coming towards your sniper nest. Level 2 Artificers gain infused items. You can now place magical effects into non-magical items. 4 infusions but can only have 2 active. For your infusions, Repeating Shot turns one ranged weapon into a +1 ranged weapon that you must attune to. Once attuned, you can ignore any loading properties the weapon has, and the weapon can create magical ammunition if you have none. Enhanced Defense adds +1 to your armor. Replicate Magic Item gives you Sending Stones. Sending Stones act as communication devices between you and one other stone. You can learn one more infusion. Goggles of Night will be good, but we'll be getting Dark Vision later. If I were you, I'd keep Repeating Shot active, as you're gonna need that gun magical and ready to fire. Okay, no more Artificer. There are actually 2 more infusions that the Artificer can give us that would be awesome for a sniper, but I can't justify 4 more levels and a subclass. If you are curious, Cloak and Boots of Elvenkind are what you want, so get some money and buy them. They're not very rare, so you should be able to find them. Level 2 Rogues receive Cunning Action. Dash, Disengage, and Hide are now bonus actions for you. This is going to come in pretty handy. Level 3 Rogues now have their subclass. Thief from the Player's Handbook is gonna give us some very useful skills. Well, 2 useful skills if I'm being honest. Fast Hands adds Sleight of Hand check using Thieves' tools to unlock locks or disarm traps, or use the action Use Object to your cunning actions, making them all bonus actions. This is only if you're in combat and want to use them. Yeah, outside of combat it doesn't matter. Second story work means climbing no longer costs you extra movement. You can also increase your running long jump up to a number of feet equal to your dex modifier. Finally, your sneak attack is upgraded to 2d6 extra damage. Level 4 Rogues earn our first ability score improvement. Finally, place this into dex for better stealth, attack, and damage. Okay, we have all the basic skills. Now we need to make you a sniper. Level 1 Rangers begin with a new skill when you multi-class into them. Grab Survival. Favored Foe lets you add more damage to your attacks by marking an enemy you hit. While you maintain this for 1 minute, like a spell, remember that for later, you will deal an extra d4 of damage. You can do this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Deft Explorer grants you Canny, which you gain 1 more expertise in a skill you have. Place this into Investigation. Level 2 Rangers gain a fighting style. Archery adds +2 to your attack rolls when you use a ranged weapon. Spellcasting makes you a half-caster. Again, head to page 164 of the Player's Handbook to find out how many spell slots you get. You start off with 2 first-level spells. For your spells, Cure Wounds heals 1d8 plus your Wisdom modifier. Fog Cloud creates a smoke bomb to hide your escape. You create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog out to 120 feet from you, heavily obscuring the area. Level 3 Rangers now have their subclass, and we need more stealth and shots. Gloomstalker, found in Xanathars, is probably one of the scariest D&D subclasses there is. Dread Ambusher lets you add your Wisdom modifier to your initiative rolls. At the start of combat, your speed is also increased to 10 feet, and you gain another attack that is added on top of your normal attack actions. If you hit with this attack, you deal an extra d8 of damage. Umbral Sight gives you dark vision out to 60 feet, which allows you to see in darkness as it's dim light, and dim light as if it's normal. You can also bypass other creatures' dark vision. While in darkness, you are invisible to any creature that requires dark vision to see, but if they have other vision types like Devil's Sight, True Sight, or Blind Sight, they can see you. Gloomstalker magic grants you more spells to aid in your missions. For this spell, Disguise Self creates an illusion around you that makes you appear as someone else for 1 hour. Remember, this is an illusion though, so don't call attention to yourself. Use this to run away and quickly transform to hide. Level 4 Rangers earn another ability score improvement. Let's take a feat to help with more stealth. Skulker makes you harder to find. Now you can use your hide action to conceal yourself even when you're lightly obscured. Missing an attack while hidden doesn't give you away, and dim light doesn't impose disadvantage on perception checks. For your new spell, Longstrider adds +10 to your movement for 1 hour. Level 5 Rangers receive extra attack. You can now attack twice with a single attack action. You also receive second level spells, and this is what we've been wanting. For your new spell, Pass Without Trace adds +10 to your stealth checks for 1 hour while you maintain this spell. For your Gloomstalker magic, Rope Trick creates a hiding spot for you for 1 hour. Using a 60-foot rope, you cause the rope to raise into the air. At the top of the rope is an invisible 3x5 room. Once the rope is pulled up into the room, you are completely hidden while the spell is active, and you can see out. Level 5 rogues now have Uncanny Dodge. When you take damage from something you can see, you can use your reaction to half the damage. Your sneak attack damage is now upgraded to 3d6 extra. Level 6 rogues gain 2 more expertise. Place this into acrobatics and athletics. Level 7 rogues receive evasion. Your dex saves are now improved, so you take no damage on a success and half on a failure. Your sneak attack is now upgraded once more to 4d6 extra damage. Level 8 rogues earn another ability score improvement. We need another feat, and you all saw this one coming. Sharpshooter. You can now attack with a ranged weapon's longest possible range, you can ignore half to 3/4 cover, and finally, you can take a penalty of 5 to your attacks and add +10 to the damage. Level 9 Thief Rogues now have Supreme Sneak, the subclass feature I've been chomping at the bit to tell you about. Now, when you move at half speed, your stealth checks are at advantage. You are a very sneaky person at this point. Your sneak attack is now also upgraded to 5d6 extra damage. Level 10 Rogues earn another ability score improvement to cap off Dex. Level 11 rogues get my favorite feature and one that completes this build, Reliable Talent. Now, any skill you are proficient with can never be lower than 10 on the roll. Your sneak attack is now 66 extra damage. Level 12 rogues earn our final ability score improvement. Place this into Wisdom for better perception and initiative. Our final level is level 13 rogue, and thieves receive use magical device. You can now use any magic item that has requirements regardless of if you meet the requirements. Finally, your sneak attack damage is now maxed out at 7d6 extra damage. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 10, Dex 20, Con 12, Intelligence 13, Wisdom 18, Charisma 8. Your total levels are Ranger 5, Artificer 2, Rogue 13. Let's dive in. Finally, the moment I've been waiting for. Your overall stealth without any magic is +17 and can never be lower than 27 on the roll. Pass Without a Trace takes that up and now can never be lower than 37. By the way, you can hide with a bonus action. Moving slow gives you advantage on the roll. You can turn invisible in darkness, missing shots doesn't give your presence away, and you can hide behind even the lightest of cover. For shooting, let's look at a longbow. Your maximum range is 600 feet. Your shots are at +13. If you're hidden, that's at advantage. They are magical and don't require arrows. And when you hit, you're dealing 1d8 +5 piercing damage. If that's a crit, you can then add another damage dice to the roll. Oh wait, you add even more damage to that. Sneak attack adds 7d6, Dread Ambusher can add 1d8 when you use your special shot, and Sharpshooter can add +10. That brings your total possible damage for a Sharpshooter shot to 2d8 +7d6 +15. Because of how this build is, you can be up to 600 feet away, hide with a 37 or more that is most likely at advantage, fire your first shot at advantage, unload another shot, move over, make another stealth check as a bonus action, and more than likely that's at advantage as well because you only need to move 15 feet to do it. Downside. We wasted 2 levels in Artificer to gain necessary items to guarantee magical damage. More than likely, you'll get a magic bow or crossbow, so these levels can be thrown away when you use this. I only added them because I can't guarantee your DM will give them to you. Also, Favored Foe is useless because we actually need Pass Without Trace for this. You can only cast Pass Without Trace twice per long rest as you only have 2 second level spell slots. Your Charisma is bad, but who cares because you want to stay as far away way as possible. The biggest problem with this build, on the other hand, is you want to stay back as far as possible. How often is that going to happen? 600 feet? Probably never. I'm thinking you'll probably be able to do 200 feet on average, but your DM could say nope and force you into direct confrontation. On top of this, your dark vision only goes out to 60 feet. So if you are at nighttime and there is no lights on the target, you aren't sniping. But here's the thing about this build. I'm sure most of you are watching my videos to make NPCs and villains, because you tell me, in which case your players will curse my name as they have to deal with a 600-foot range stealth demigod of death. I'm okay with this, by the way. Completely fine. Use all your skills to find the perfect placement, wait for the moment, and deliver the Emperor's wrath on the heretic and the Xeno. Thank you for joining me today. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. Make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character.